This conference will now be recorded.
All right. Welcome, week 2, Cram Session, HR Florida. Tonight is going to be an excellent night. We've got we got somebody testing tomorrow, Doreen. She's on here. She's going to help us get through this. She's got the test tomorrow morning. Good luck to you, Doreen. We're excited to hear you tonight. We expect to hear many, many answers coming out of you. We also got a great guest speaker tonight. First of all, my name is Doug Baber. I'm the certification director for HR Florida, and I love doing this, and it's just something that I can't enjoy enough and hear you guys and all your success stories, and I just appreciate you taking the time to sit through these classes. And some of the things, just so you know, we're recording this class like we do every week. We did a last session at 4. We have another one next week, so we'll do 3 more during this session, and we're going to do it again in the summertime during the next window. So the goal is to tape all these. We tape them, we record them, and we put them on HR Florida. They're already there. So the one from last week is there today in case you wanted to go watch that. Doreen was asking about that earlier, I think. So I put that up so you can start checking it out. So if you remember HR Florida, you can go on and see those exciting things. But just so you know, everybody that passes the exam during this window, their name's going to go into a hat. Whether you pass the SCP or the CP, doesn't matter. Your name goes into a hat, and we're going to pull out a $500 winner at the Q2 council meeting. So make sure you send me an email or a picture. I'll get it from SHRM, but just send me a picture of your passing cert, or tag me when you pass online on LinkedIn or Facebook or whatever you do. Just tag me on that so I can see it and brag on you a little bit. But please make sure you let me know. I'll put your name in a hat. It's a $500 honorarium, so you can make some money on this, right? $300 for the test, making money. All right. Plus, you can brag. Bragging rights go on until the next session. We'll do another one in the next session at the summer HR Florida conference this summer. So without further ado, I want to introduce Mr. Jonathan Ross. He's a SHRM Senior Certified Professional and SPHR. He's a District Trend Director for HR Florida State Council. He's leading a big chapter down there in Miami for a long time, and heck, he just won an award at the last meeting I was at. They gave you some award for veterans and things. He got a mile and stuff to brag about. It's on the wall back there. All right. So without further ado, I'll turn the floor over to Jonathan. Just introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do, and how you make money, and how you continue to do this for HR Florida.
My name is Jonathan Ross. I like long walks on the beach. No, I'm kidding. I do. No, I'm not really. And if I go to the U.S. for the long walks on the beach, so talk to the lady down anyway. No, I've been a part of the local chapter for about 8 to 10 years. I got sucked into it quite a few years ago. I was told when I got into recruiting that I should go get on the board, and they put me as treasurer, and I've been drinking the Kool-Aid ever since. So I got all my certifications, all that fun stuff. I've taught this class, the full-on class, because in Miami we do a full class, the 14-week. We've taught it like 3 or 4 times. Actually, probably more than that. But I'm heavily involved in the recruitment field. Like I said, I've been doing about 10 or 15 years in one way or another. I run a small little recruiting firm in Miami. We do HR operations, accounting, finance, global, local, all of the above, everything from 50-person or 20-person companies to Fortune 50. So the good news is I've been able to apply a lot of this fun stuff in all these years. And sometimes even some of these fancy terms actually come up in my day job. It's weird.
Right, like you said global already. You've already pulled that one out.
Global. We got Greenfield. I had Greenfield come up the other day. I was like, wow, there's someone who's Greenfield. I've been doing this.
Round up. I know that.
I've never heard of Greenfield until like a month ago with one of my clients. They're like, yeah, we're looking at a Greenfield opportunity. I'm like, I know what that is.
You've got 15 minutes. I can tell you all about it.
Yeah, I can tell you more about it. Why is it a Greenfield anyway? So yeah, I've been doing this for a lot of years. I enjoy doing it. I'm now the district director for HR Florida, so I handle the lovely Keys chapter that we have a representative today from, or multiple representatives that is. And then I also take care of the Miami chapter, HR Miami, and Broward chapter, HR ABC. So, and they keep sucking me in. I mean, voluntolding me or voluntelling me stuff that they want me to do.
Get used to that.
I'm along for the ride. Y'all are fun. The rest of the day was like board meetings and crap like that. Today, this is just fun. I'm just going to help you pass and get your certification.
Hey.
That's awesome. I can't thank you enough for taking the extra time out of your day to hang out with us and help teach everybody the ways of the world. So
Sure.
Without further ado, is there any questions? So we're going to start today with, we left off at onboarding situation last week, and that's where we're going to be at today. We hope to get through that, move into the next section. So we'll see how we do. We did pretty well last week, so hopefully we do good. So remember, you're welcome to chime in with comments. You can show your lovely faces online if you want to. If not, that's fine. But you can chime in with comments, or you can put your picks in your ABCD in the answer queue box in the chat room. So that's always there for you. Hey, Paula, how are you? Welcome.
Thank you. I like to see faces.
Yeah, faces. We can add your answer into the box. Oh man, Sabrina. Hey, tell them what happens when you can retest, right? What did we learn today from SHRM?
Oh, what that they have if you come close, they have the retest for a discounted price and some other stuff. But that's okay, because all y'all are gonna pass it the first time, so it's fine.
Well, it's out there, so we're here for you. We're going to teach it again in the next session, and I think I probably take it again, the SCP. I don't want to say that on a record thing, but I've been putting it off for years, and I think I'll probably take it. So we might do a couple extra classes throughout the next session, so stay tuned, and if you're ready to tune it up again. But all right, I'm ready to start. We've talked for about 15 minutes. We'll kind of go. We'll try to do about an hour. I know your time's important. You probably got dinner on the oven. I'm going to share my screen here so I can figure that out real quick.
Study some more.
I'm going to try to share it here.
As he shares, his picture goes away. You know, he's a guy. We can only do one thing at a time. So
yeah, it's not possible.
There's pretty much women on here except for him and I can make fun of men.
That's perfect. You guys can beat up on me all you want, because I was still dragging along here. I think I've got it going though.
Onboarding assimilation.
All right, so we've got the screen ready to go. Now we can start with begin a test here. All right, look, so Jonathan, the way it goes is I'll read the question, kind of go through the answers. You can chime in if you think you won. You're going to knock it right out of the park with the first guess or educated guess, and then we'll move on to anybody else that wants to start putting answers into the chat box. So it's a lot of fun. If we miss it, we rag on whoever missed it. Usually it's me, and then we move on to the next question. So the first question: which term is
this is scary.
Process for integrating a new employee into the company and its culture? Candidate sourcing, onboarding, appraisal, and employee engagement. B has just come wild out of here on onboarding.
I'm going to go with B, yeah.
I think it's 100%. All right, we're one for one.
Sorry, I haven't taken the test in a long time. I was just happy I got it.
As a part of the new hire orientation, which new employee is assigned to more experienced employees as an onboarding buddy? What is the primary role of the buddy? Sharing skills, knowledge, and expertise with the new employee, training the new employee, communicating performance standards, and providing evaluations. Or C, make the new employee feel welcome, answering questions, and helping navigate the organization's culture. Develop the new employee's strengths, offering encouragement, and being a trusted advisor. C is a solid answer, but I like D for a backup.
I think it's C.
C, we got a lot of C's. Mary Ann says C. Amanda, everybody here. Let's see, Lori. She was on the last one though. Let's see. So C. It is. Very good, guys. Very good. During the hiring process, at which point does an employer have the opportunity to initially engage the individual? When exploring a company's career page, during the early stages of onboarding, and when completing the orientation process or during the interview. So during the hiring process, at which point does the employer have the opportunity to initially engage with the individual? So right out of the box, if you think the first time you lay eyes on them or however you do it and interviewing them, D is a solid answer. Mary Ann snuck in there with an A. So when exploring the company's career page, that's the very first
employer. So it says the employer. So I don't think it can be A because the employer should know their career page already.
That's their first blush with the organization is when they go to the career page for an employee. So you can grab them right away. Hey, we give 50 days off a year at St. Lucie County. Come work here. Might be the thought process.
Yeah, I don't know. Now you're trumping me. It's stumping me. During the early stages.
I don't know. We got some A's in here.
You know, there's a lot of A's. I might actually, I might
Michelle
change
said
my
change
mind.
your mind to A. All right, we're going A. I think we're on A. This is what they say during the test, though. You don't change your answer. You go with it, go with your gut, right? All right, look at that.
Well, I apologize to whoever I started to contradict that put the first A. You know, I'm just saying.
That's good. When Michelle changed her answer, I was like, no, that's it for sure. All right, how do robust orientation and onboarding activities contribute to the new hires engagement? By eliminating the need for formal and informal mentoring programs, by providing employees with the tools and strategies to be successful, by lessening the likelihood of workplace bullying and discrimination, by supporting equal employment opportunity practices in the organization. So we're looking for robust orientation and onboarding activities. So the engagement, so does the employee love it? Are you going to show video after video and then maybe the 1985 sexual harassment video, or are you going to show the new one? Employee with tools and strategies to be successful. That's what you want to do your first day. Here's your keys to the truck. We'll see you later. A lot of B's in here, Jonathan.
Yeah, I'm leaning toward B too.
Karen, Paula, man of B.
I think that's our best bet.
Yeah, we don't usually give them the road grader, the keys to the road grader, and just tell them to take off and enjoy what they're doing. B, I like it. Nice job. Within a month at a new job, an employee feels disconnected from peers and unsure about job expectations. In what part of the employee experience does there seem to be a breakdown? Recruiting, orientation, onboarding, or evaluation? You've been there a month. You're not feeling connected. You know, is this the is that the onboarding or is that the orientation process? Onboarding is all the paperwork, right? Orientation would be being acclimated, or is it the other way around? NeoGov onboarding is the one that's throwing me off here. That's the whole online process to be onboarded. D, evaluation. Well, I guess, you know, we do every 90 days for a new hire, so that's good. But 30 days.
I want to say orientation. I'll say B.
Orientation.
I say onboarding.
It's ready to go.
Uh-oh, got a voice. I got a voice on here. Who was that?
That's Janelle. I just joined in the background.
HR Florida representing today.
Yeah. But Janelle doesn't know how to do a camera because they don't do those where she's from.
Oh, be quiet. I'm actually in 2 meetings right now, so I'm on camera on the other meeting.
If y'all don't know, I know her well and we tease each other, but yeah.
Well, let's think.
I think it's orientation, but hey, let's see. Pick whichever one. Let's see if I'm wrong.
So Lori's got B, but Paula's got C. Karen's got C. Onboarding is your first 90 days of figuring out what to do in your job, in my opinion. Orientation's that one day you sit and watch videos. Doreen's shaking her head. Shaking her head. You're testing tomorrow, girl. I'm gonna roll the dice. We've gone over this enough. Oh! Boom!
All right, so I was wrong.
I got one right.
All right, I'll make sure I teach that one correctly in 6 weeks when I teach.
So we knocked that one out of the park. We were 100% on that one. Might be a first. All right, next. So we're gonna move into employee engagement and retention.
Doug, this is more fun than I thought it would be, actually.
See, the more people that get on here, they can talk to you. Next time you see them at an HR Florida conference or something, be like, Jonathan, I don't think you should be teaching that class anymore, bud.
Yeah, no, they're going to randomly come up to me and say that. They're correct. But,
yeah. Actually, well, hopefully they come up to you and say, you know, when I was taking my test, because I've had that, Doug, you know, you blew that question, so I knew exactly what the right answer was when I was taking it.
I'm okay with that. Whatever it takes you all to succeed, you can use my failures to help you. I'm good with that.
I like it. A new HR leader would like to assess the level of employee engagement in the organization. His focus will be on the behavioral engagement. Which of the following characteristics should the HR leader look for? Only characteristics found in trait engagement, effort employees put into their jobs, characteristics that support transactional tasks, workplace conditions that are improved by management. So we're looking for employee engagement. So if we're trying to figure out how well the employees are liking their jobs, or behavioral engagement, what characteristics are we looking for? So,
I'm going to go with B. I think that efforts employees to put in their jobs.
that's what you're getting out of it what you're putting into it. So I don't disagree with you at all. I was about to say. B's are coming out hot. Lori says B. Keep it moving. All right. Nice job. A recent employee satisfaction survey indicated that 83% of the respondents were satisfied with their jobs. The CEO believes that the employee engagement initiatives have met expectations, that the money budgeted for additional employee engagement efforts should be shifted to other projects. Which is the best way to respond? Recommended the second survey be administered before shifting other projects to ensure that satisfaction scores are truly valid. Good answer. Explain that employee engagement is about performance outcomes, not always reflected in the survey results, so initiatives should continue. Negotiate to the CEO to assess employee vigor, dedication, and absorption before ending the engagement effort. Thank the CEO for his faith in the survey results and assist with allocating budget dollars elsewhere. Just fold up your tent and go home. I think, validity, we got validity in here. I got B's, I got people talking B's.
Yeah, I'm gonna think it's B. Explain the employee engagement is that, yeah.
I don't know, I guess you want to say that your survey sucked, right? B, I got a lot of B's. B it is, nice job, team. Nice job. All right, understanding employee engagement. So which managerial behavior would most effectively increase employee engagement? Encourage employees to have a proposed solution when they come for assistance with a problem. Not asking questions about the employee's well-being after a personal family emergency. Ensuring that employees are safe and not allowing them to take on tasks that they can fail in. Limiting one-on-one meetings to avoid being perceived as micromanaging. That sucks. So if you're going to go with D, I think you need to not take the test tomorrow. A, I see some A's coming out of here. That's the only one that's halfway decent. I mean, B, come on. Jonathan, I'm going to go A.
Yeah,
Following a lead. Sometimes A, never D.
Yeah, I got a distraction. Yeah, that whole work thing gets in the way every once in a while.
Yeah, a one-on-one meeting. Which work relationship are most closely tied with creating and sustaining employee engagement? Leadership, employee relationships, coworker relationships, manager-employee relationships, leadership-manager relationships. So most closely tied with creating and sustaining employee engagement. So if your coworkers are getting along, that's good things. Leadership, like that one, leadership, employee relationships. I see an A. Marianne says A. That might be the last question. I don't remember.
Employee relations. I'm kind of leaning towards C, and the reason I'm leaning towards C is because they say that people don't leave jobs, they leave managers. So in all my years, that's where I would lean, but that's not necessarily the book knowledge, and we got to worry about the book. So
I like it. I'm a little bit on the B. I'm on the B train myself, because if everybody's getting along, doing their job, they're not bitching about the other person not cutting grass. I had two people fight right outside my window here because they missed a stripe of grass. So they're getting along. You get along. Manager-employee relationships. The guest host today started with C. Nice job, Jonathan.
yeah, because I'm just thinking, and y'all need to keep that in mind. Is just think the way the book would do it. It's not necessarily. I agree that the coworker relationships are huge. For those of you that put that, but think about how the book presents it.
Yeah, book CP is book knowledge, and SCP is what you would really do. Next question. A consulting company knows that the primary advantage lies in the expertise and commitment of its people. Which practice should HR recommend that leaders focus on? Recruitment, improved benefits, retention, and formal processes. Yeah, the willy-nilly stuff doesn't fly, right? So the consulting company, we happen to have an expert on the line. Expertise and commitment of its people.
Oh, funny. I'm the expert.
You're making a living. Which practice should HR recommend leaders focus on? So somebody said C here, retention. Commitment to its people. So commitment, retention, I like that. We're talking about engagement and retention. I would think that the world would be D, but I like C.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave with C too. I think
Nobody likes anybody that says because Jonathan said so is why we do it.
Well, they all said C before. I wasn't even looking at their answers, so I'm
They all-
ignoring their answers. I'm just trying to pick on my own, and you know.
Oh, okay. I know they went with C. Expertise equals pretension. Nice job. There you go, Paula. All right, we nailed that one. Another 100%. Crushing it today, guys. Thank you, Jonathan, for your help. All right, let's go here. Next one. So which question would be most appropriate in an employee opinion survey? Does your supervisor administer the overtime policy with consistent manner? Is your current pay level adequate for you to remain in the organization? Are the organization's values accurately presented in the community? Does the organization maintain high morale among employees? You're going to ask this employee, you know, they're going to tell you about their pay show. Overtime policy. I don't think you want to bring that up, do you?
Most appropriate. Okay, so we've got to look. So basically, we've got to look for everything that's wrong.
So D is, does the organization maintain high morale among employees? They're going to tell you if it's crappy. You know.
Okay, so is your current pay level adequate? I don't think you want to even ask that.
You don't really want to bring up pay during the survey, but
The organization.
it's probably the answer. I got D or B. Let's see what we got. Karen's B, D, Michelle D, Lori B, Paula B, Terry B. Is your pay level adequate to remain in the organization? I'm gonna quit. You don't give me another 25 cents an hour, or does the organization maintain a high morale among employees? That's important to people. People like to come to work and enjoy what they're doing.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards D.
All right, I got a capital D from Paula. All right. Was A.
Oh, because they're talking. The reason being,
supervisor administer the overtime policy in a consistent manner. I mean, that's a good question, but
well, that's a little bit more objective rather than the other ones were more subjective.
That doesn't sound right. I think that's wrong.
I think so too, Jim.
If it's on the test, it can't be wrong. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
An HR manager recommends that as a way to closely monitor engagement, briefer, more frequent surveys are often given segments of the workforce. This describes what type of survey: performance, specific, pulse, opinion. Specific. Pulse. I don't know that one. I know a specific one. They use the word specific. Briefer, more frequent survey. Pulse would be kind of all over the place, wouldn't it? My pulse is. B or C? Come on, I got C's. Nobody else says B but me. Jonathan, what do you got?
C.
Everybody's saying C. Paula says B.
Manager was there.
I think.
Oh, the C.
C? All right, that's an overwhelming response for C. Nice job, guys. That specific being in there threw me off. Job for that.
Because C is going to be something that's going to happen on a regular basis, and it's going to happen as they're doing it, so you're going to get the most accurate information.
Specific issues or specific populations of employees. Between annual surveys. I don't know. An organization recently changed its employees' benefits package and has decided to measure employee satisfaction in response to the change by administering a survey. To ensure that the survey delivers its promised benefits, which action should the employer take before administering the survey? Share the purpose of the survey, ensure confidentiality and anonymity. That's a fact. Determine how to analyze the results, benchmark results against those of other organizations. That's the number one thing in an employee engagement survey is, are they going to know if I said that? Will my boss know that I answered that question like that? The HR director find me? Yeah. All got IP addresses on it. You know I'm going to find you.
I'm going to go with B.
B. I see B's coming out of the woodwork over here. B. Share the purpose of the survey. That makes sense. Why are we doing?
So y'all can make fun of the bald guy when you see him at HR Florida now.
I talked you all into that. You guys were thinking B. I knew it. You guys see the answer?
Hey, Michelle knew the answer. I'm just saying, you know.
Employers shouldn't assume that employers will understand the intent of the survey. That's where the real life thing works out. Engagement drivers differ from country to country. That's true. making it important to understand the cultural differences that may influence survey results. In a multinational organization, in which type of culture may employee surveys be less acceptable? Individualist, egalitarian, hierarchical, collective. All right, world traveling, Jonathan.
Well, now I'm trying to think because I'm torn between two.
If it's going to be D, the big word in the room.
It's C.
C, hierarchical.
That's a question I had to answer, and that's the answer.
All right, see, I'm just going to agree with her because, yeah.
I'm not even going to open the door for anybody else. Nice.
I was actually thinking of Asian culture when I thought of it, but I couldn't think of I wasn't sure which one it was.
That's exactly what it is.
Broadly soliciting opinions from their employees. I like it. Yeah, very good. Nice job. Exit data reveals that higher than normal rate of voluntary turnover. To investigate further, HR plans to survey the employees. Which type of survey should HR conduct? Performance survey, opinion survey, attitude survey, engagement survey. I think it's D. Are they engaged? Are they doing what they're supposed to? Paula says D. Amanda says D. I see some Doreen shaking her head D. Bueller, D. All right. We were on a roll until we got to that one. Sorry about that.
So just a side thing for you guys to remember on the hierarchical. In Asian cultures, when they're in a hierarchical structure, they can't have an argument with their boss. So that's why they go to the bar, and the only time they contradict their boss is when they're all drinking. I'm not kidding, but I'm telling you, I learned it in my MBA. That's how they communicate. So if you ask them to communicate on paper, they're not going to put it down because it'd be offensive to their boss. The only time they can discuss those things is when they're drinking. Only reason I'm telling you that is you're not going to forget hierarchical now because I told you about drinking. I'm just trying to give them little things to remember so they can remember drinking is hierarchical.
How do I turn this county government that I work in into that kind of government?
Yeah, you should go drink with your, don't, never mind.
Yeah, they frown on it. How should HR improve the organization's onboarding program to reduce voluntary turnover during the first 90 days of employment? By providing the opportunity for job sharing after 60 days, by offering bonuses for new hires that exceed 90 days, by implementing basic activities for the first day of work, by conducting in-depth exit interviews to determine the cause of turnover. Like D. First 90 days of employment. I think it's D.
So I think it's D. And I'll tell you my logic if I'm right.
Because A is just so terrible. You're doing okay at that job, but we'd like for you to go start doing this job.
I've only missed 2, so I'm all right,
I've got at least 20.
All right, so the reason I was thinking conduct an in-depth interview is because in my industry, one thing we always say is that, most of my guarantees are 90 days, because at what point does the company take responsibility for the person? And the reason being is because if they don't know why the person is leaving, they can't fix it. And that's something that's out of the control of a third-party recruiter, because we can do all the research, we can do all the references and all that, but we don't know why it's happening on your site. So if you don't know what's happening, why they're leaving, you can't address it.
Wow. We just got a bonus there.
Well, I've had this discussion a long time with clients for the last 10 years, so.
That's good.
When they want that, 120-day guarantee.
Yeah, because then we own them. A manufacturing organization office employees are arriving late to work on a consistent basis. The focus group is conducted, and what is discovered in employees' morning commute has changed significantly due to highway construction. Which of the following should HR recommend the organization implement to support the temporary needs of the employees? Introduce a job rotation plan to broaden the scope of the job. Establish a telecommuting policy. Enforce the tardiness policy consistently. Yep, late. Introduce a flex time policy for bandwidth hours. I like that. Or the 7-minute grace period. That's what we use until you take advantage of it. I like D. Flex time. I guess these days it would be like, oh, why don't you just go ahead and telecommute for the next 2 months and we'll decide how that goes.
Yeah, that one's
all right.
Especially with the context of what's been happening, that one's hard.
Yeah,
The only one you could do is probably the last one.
this is the 2020 learning system. They didn't think about this. I got this back in January of last year. There we go. Flex time. An organization recognizes the benefits of long tenured employees that they work in valuable experiences. That is the key to success. What practice can HR use to help ensure that employees remain in the organization for a longer period of time? Performing annual salary reviews, conduct realistic job reviews, previews, improving benefit plans, and streamlining HR processes. Long tenured employees, valuable expenses to key to success. So the benefit plan keeps them around, right? What is conducting realistic job previews? Oh, this is what you're going to be making these widgets, right? We do AC testing, teach them how to do AC. What practice can HR use to ensure employees remain in the organization for a longer period of time? It's not HR processes, right? Got nothing to do with that. So the annual salary reviews to keep up with the Joneses. Good answer. Job previews, maybe. Benefit plans.
I think the strongest one's going to be C, benefit plan, but I'm not sure.
I like it too, but A seems to be.
Nobody else seems to agree with us, but that's fine.
A seems to be very popular.
No, I think A is possibility too, because you got to make sure you're rewarding the people to keep them.
Can you afford it, right? Oh,
but I come back to that.
Every time you do a survey, you have to give them money. Oh, we were just checking. We were just checking. I don't know. Anybody change their mind to C by any chance or no?
No, hey, go with them. You know, maybe they're smarter than us. The collective might be smarter than us.
Of course, it would be.
Of course, none of us were right. Well, I'm sorry. There was a few people that got B, but
yeah. Oh, AB. I see that BA. Paula said BA. Conducting realistic job previews. Hey, that's a new one. I haven't really done that. Walk the floor, show them what they're going to be doing. Employee selection process. How can HR identify an employee who is more likely to become engaged in the organization? By hiring only those that have the most experience in education. By assessing how well the candidate will fit in the organization's culture. By questioning potential employees to determine how engaged they were at their last job. By selecting those interested in working with a mentor in the company. So that's like behavioral index right there. 101. Tell me about a time when you did this and how did you succeed? And if you had to do it differently, how would you do it?
Yeah, I'm going to go with B.
B is assessing how well a candidate will fit with the organizational structure.
No culture.
Is that like culture? Is that like profiling them?
Well,
I think that.
No.
I think in this.
This is making me afraid to answer. So I don't know.
That's. I mean, your last name is Jones. You should work out good over here in this job.
No, I'm seeing it as more of you have to find the personality traits and or cultural fit that'll fit. Doing a cultural index to see how to fit with your organization.
So you're going to take one of those like those personality predictive index. What is it? Predictive index?
No, it's actually the ones that are called a cultural index that I hate teaching every time I teach it. That's the only reason I remember it. It is slide number, I don't know, slide number 42, cross-cultural ability inventory and cross-orientation indicators.
So I see during the interview how they might engage the other employees based off their answers. True.
I mean, behavioral could be it.
B, you nailed it. Way to go, team. Never listen to Doug.
Well, that's really funny because that's the one part I always hate teaching. So
culture.
That part I literally have the slide up next to me. Examples of cultural assessments. I almost skip over that all entirely when I teach it. I'm like, go read that in the book. That's the only section that I do that to in the whole thing.
It's only 20% of your answers. Don't worry. An engineering company aspires to have the culture that supports a family-friendly environment. What work-life program would support such a culture? Family movie night, wellness program, financial planning, family assistance program. Culture that supports family-oriented environment. So movie night, family assistance program, what is that? It's not EAP. Wellness program is always fun. You get out and about and you walk with your friends in nature. Movie night. I like movie night. I see it as B's here. That seems like the obvious answer, right? There's a B. Wellness program.
I'm not sure about that one.
Damn it. Whatever that is. You guys
That's what I'm gonna suggest.
that.
You were too fast. I was gonna say D, but I couldn't. He's clicking on it.
They provide a variety of family resources and support, including childcare and elder care. Look at that.
Yeah, because you want to make them feel like the company's a part of their family.
Makes total sense if I knew what it was. I forgot this was.
Not everybody likes movies, so you know.
It was too obvious. Movie night. Remember that on your test. Movie night is just way too easy. All right, performance management. This is a good one. Sales organization leadership team has just announced a very aggressive 5-year sales plan. Which performance management method should HR suggest to support plans of achievement? Management by objectives method. Objectives. Behaviorally anchored rating scale method to define the sales behavior of management. Critical incidents method to measure sales for each manager. Comparative method to rate managers against each other. So where's the one that says you got to write this many tickets or you get fired?
Since I'm in sales for a living, I hope I'm right. Management by objectives method to measure goals and objectives.
I like it. I like it. It is. There we go.
I manage 6 people in a sales environment. It's a good thing. I know when got that one right.
Everybody was in here. Feels like retail.
The good news is none of my team's here, so they can't make fun of me if I got it wrong.
Record it. I'll send it to them. A manager of the new restaurant's having difficulty with their chef's interaction and the servers, as well as the quality of the food he's preparing. After consulting with the HR partner, they plan to do a development performance management system. What's the most critical to the effectiveness of the performance management system? Equitable reward system that encourages desired behaviors, aligned individual contributions that drive organization results, timeliness of reviews that address poor performance immediately, evaluation forms that clearly state the management's expectations. So I owned a restaurant and I was HR. I owned a restaurant for a long time, and you don't mess with a chef. They do cut you. They will cut you. So you're going to tell the chef.
Because I want to just fire them, because if they can't cook the food, they kind of not to be there. But that's not a question.
You change their keys out when they show up. You're like, I don't know what's wrong, man. Equitable reward system that encourages desired behaviors. You sell this many of these fillets tonight, we're going to give you $10. Timeless of reviews to address poor performance immediately. I mean, everybody likes to be on a performance improvement plan, right?
I think D, because evaluation form they clear state what they need. So like you can set them up. They know what they need to do. If they don't do it, then they just fire themselves.
I don't know, man. The chef's interaction with the servers is bad. His food sucks.
I don't know. We've got all the people all over the place here.
Maybe he doesn't know it's bad. Maybe you're right. I don't know. I think you got.
Yeah, no, I think he's being a poo-poo head, and that's what it is. But you know,
C or D. Oh, now there's a B. Michelle said B. Aligned individual contributions that drive organization results.
Yeah, I'm torn between C and D, but I'm leaning towards D. But we'll see.
So am I. So that means it's A, right? Because we haven't said A.
Probably, because whenever you and I.
That is a good one here. All right, somebody pull the trigger. The next answer gets it. Drum roll.
I think everybody's answered, though. I don't know.
Janelle, what do you think?
I think it's C.
B.
Oh.
Well, and Doug was correct that we were both wrong. So whoever got B, don't listen to us.
Michelle, you told us it was B. How many times you got to say it?
Michelle and someone else said it was B too.
Yeah,
Marianne and Michelle. See?
Clear communication, performance standards, aligned organization goals and objectives is based on effective performance management process. Behavior that is expected and evaluated must be communicated. I thought that's what I said. How should an HR director advise a supervisor to engage a typical high-performing employee whose performance has declined in the past 2 quarters? Authorize the supervisor to implement a spot bonus if the employee attains the next quarter's performance target. Implement a written warning to convey to the employee how serious his performance decline has become. Explore transferring the employee to another department, that's right, with a new manager to determine if the job fit issue. Discuss with the employee his overall goals and objectives as they relate to a particular role of the employee. So that's what we do in government. You know, if it's not working out here, we just move the trash over to
So someone else gets your trash?
development services, or, you know, we just kick them out to the landfill, you know. New
I'd say
management.
basically, I'm leaning towards D because it's the first, you don't
Implementer.
come down with a hammer until after you get them on the same page.
I like B. I don't think that the bonus is the way to go.
Well, I think everybody's collectively saying the same as me, so you should just go with D and see if we're wrong.
Sounds good. Nice job, guys. D.
Feel better about myself. All of them agreed.
You're on a roll. Which is the primary reason for organization may not excel at performance management? The process is not implemented consistently. The concept of performance appraisal is interpreted in many ways. There are multiple expectations of the process. The organizational system, strategies, and philosophies are not aligned. Which primary reason the organization may not excel at performance management? Concept of performance appraisal in many ways. Multiple expectations of the process. How about the organizational system, strategies, and philosophies are not aligned?
Yeah, I think that D is the most inclusive in terms of what you need to actually do.
$5 question there. All right. Some managers in an organization rate the employees
Quick celebration. All right.
that's uniformly high. An HR audit reveals that the business outcomes do not support these higher employee assessments. Recommendations include changing the appraisal method to the behavioral anchored rating scale, bars. Which method shortfalls are mitigated by using bars? Narrative, category rating, comparative, and management by objectives. Well, that just laid that out. Anchoring, behavior anchored rating scale. So anybody like D? Not all at once. Everybody Googling? All right. Paula says D. Narrative, I don't think that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards D, management by objectives.
I like that one. The rest of them are just forces.
And we're wrong.
And that was wrong. Performance require managers simply mark an employee's level of performance in a designated scale or checklist. The bar. Well, how that goes.
Just
Probably.
after I don't normally teach evaluations, so I'm just saying,
Evaluations are overrated. All right, employee engagement retention strategy here. Let's see what we got going on next. HR has asked to evaluate the organization's overall retention. I think the same thing. Best information for HR to assess first. How the current turnover rate compares to the industry average. Only the current year's turnover rate, management's opinion on retention issues, and various perceptions of key competitors. Overall retention. I feel like I was too. I like the industry average. Benchmark. Everybody benchmarks. Hey, John. Hey. There we go. Next question. A plant manager informs the HR manager that employees are leaving due to limited advancement opportunities. What's the first step the HR manager should take? Review the base pay programs to move employees more quickly through the pay ranges. Review the current promotional practices to encourage faster advancement for qualified employees. Review exit interview data to see if it reflects limited promotional opportunities leading to employees leaving the organization. Review recruiting practices to emphasize expectations around growth and development. So they're leaving due to limited advancement opportunities. So review the current promotional practices to encourage faster advancement for qualified employees. Are we trying to set people up? I don't think it's A. C, exit interviews, limited promotional opportunities leading to employees leaving the organization. I guess you could verify if that was true or not. But the plant manager says that's why they're doing it, so we would want to pull that information. I like C. Paula, C? I thought you shook your head no. I changed my answer to C. Paula did. All right, good. All right, we're going C. Nice job. Way to go, team. Which metric should an organization look to when evaluating an employee engagement strategy that is focused on safety? Revenue per employee, employee absence rate, monthly volunteer turnover rate, workers' compensation incident rate. Evaluate an employee engagement strategy that's focused on safety. Workers' compensation rate.
D.
The only thing related to that I see
That's the only thing. That's a,
as a risk management guy, I'm in. All right, next. 2015 company exit turnover rate was 74%. Gosh. The HR director would like to know if a new CSR program has impacted the retention rates from 2016 and 2018. Which formula should the HR director use? Times 50%. Employed employees for the entire measurement period prior to the prior year. The number of employees start the period times 50%. Number of employees in the entire measurement period. Number of employees that start times 12 months. Number of separations, average number of employees during that same time period times 100%. Times 100. Employed employees for the entire measurement period. Number of employees that start in the period times 100. And times 100 gets the percentage rate, so it's C or D, right? So C is the one that has number of separations, which is what you're looking for. Average number of employees during that same period times 100. So I think it's C.
yeah, I'm kind of leaning toward that one.
Marianne, Lori, everybody said C. Employees the time. I was C or D times 100. They got the times 100. Start of the period. All right. The other equations include factors not needed for the review period. An organization seeks to evaluate the overall business impact of the employee's retention strategy. What engagement metric should provide the insight? Employee absence rate, revenue per employee, monthly voluntary turnover rate, and yield ratio. Employee retention strategy. Revenue per employee volume, turnover rate, monthly voluntary turnover rate, yield ratio. So overall business impact. People quitting automatically. C, good. I'm glad somebody else thought it was C. Marianne says D.
What engagement metric?
A lot of C's there. It's like that turnover rate. Seems like it's the only thing. I keep thinking about
It's gonna feel like A, but it's probably C.
that's like me saying it could be either B or D, but I'm gonna pick C.
We were wrong on both counts.
Who got B? Marianne, of course. Marianne nailed it.
So Marianne will be teaching this from now on. She's gonna drive up to Miami from Keys, and it's good. Again, I'm gonna teach this one, so I'm good.
She's just doing this because she loves it. All right, what's next? Something fun. Something fun here. So we finished up employee engagement retention. We got some more time here. Learning and development. Learning and development today's organization, or you guys want to do something we screwed up on your call? How about we move on to the learning and development? People in here. Everybody smile pretty. All right, let's see. Take a quiz. Which best describes the type of activities aimed at preparing for long-term future employment responsibilities, as well as increasing skills for performing the current job? Training, learning, developmental, and experiencing. Type of activities aimed at preparing for long-term future job responsibilities. Developmental or training? Somebody tell me. C. Do like C. Seems like there's a definition behind that, though. The developmental goes towards what you're going to do for future growth, and training talks about how to do your current job. It's got to be some kind of rationale, right?
Wow.
Broader scope. All right. The HR manager wants to make the organization's learning opportunities more accessible and convenient for employees. What type of framework meet these goals? Synchronous learning, push model, asynchronous, asynchronous learning, pull model. I'm guessing it's C since I can't even say it. More accessible. So that's an online training or asynchronous or synchronous. Push model with push out training.
Model.
I don't know. I like that.
I think it's D, pull model.
You don't think it's C because it's hard to say? Synchronous sounds
Well,
like
it just means that you're not going in the same order. Synchronous means you're going in the same order.
push model means I'm making you do it. I'm sending it out like emails like all day long.
Push means that you're doing it when I send it. Pull means you do it when you're doing it. And if it's convenient, I'm going to say pull would be.
Synchronous, just it's always going on. It's available when you need it. More accessible.
You need to pick one. We're going to confuse you.
There's a lot of A's on here. Marianne, come on, Marianne. You did it on purpose here. You threw that D in there at the end. Oh, man. Should I change it? Come on, guys. There's a lot of A's in there.
Go already.
Nailed it.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. I was very confident on that one because, you know, it's all about them.
Very good. That was a good answer. Which best describes the process where training or educational activities occur at multiple levels? Learning design, climate engagement, positive organizational culture, organizational learning. Training and educational activities occur at multiple levels. Ooh, organizational. Anybody like D? I like D.
Yeah, I like D too.
All right, D. Keep it moving. Wait till Marianne throws in an answer here.
And then Marianne said D, so it must be D.
I had to check on that one. Many employees in the manufacturing department will be retiring in the next 6 months. The department advisor asked the HR manager to identify ways to capture the employee's knowledge. In order to address this request, what should the HR manager identify first? Which employees are retiring? How to replace the knowledge of retiring employees? The knowledge will be lost when employees retire. Who is the need for retiring employees' knowledge? So I'm writing my doctorate paper on this, capturing intellectual knowledge as we speak. So I'm not going to answer this one.
So I was going to say, so if you get it wrong, then they have to take away your doctorate.
100% not answering this one because it is not what the study shows. How to replace the knowledge of retiring employees. That's that intellectual
C.
every time somebody retires.
I'm going to go with C because I think you need to know.
So D is who is in need of retiring employees' knowledge. Who is in need of retiring employees' knowledge? That's what you do. You pair them up with the other people so you can. They're not going to tell you because you're going to fire me early. I'm in a drop. C.
You're leaning me more towards D, but I think C. I'm just going to go with my first one, and that way you can laugh at me and remember the right answer.
How to replace the knowledge of retiring employees? You got to capture that.
Yeah, I just think you have to know what knowledge you're going to lose. If you don't know what knowledge you're going to lose,
that's the missing link right there.
What if you don't need it?
Yeah, they're what are they when you're institutionalized? It's the only thing you know.
It's like the librarian that knows how to do the card catalog. There ain't no card catalogs anymore. Do we really need that anymore?
Yeah, that's right. Nice job. There we go. What did it say about the age?
Janelle's hedging her bets and picking 2. Sheesh.
Which best identifies the difference between training and developmental activities? Developmental activities manage the change process. Training activities provide basic skills. Development activities have long-term focus. Training activities mitigate current skills gaps. Developmental activities provide intermediate skills. Training activities have long-term focus. Development activities mainly occur off-site. Training activities occur on-site and on the job. Which best identifies the difference between training and development activities?
Well, we answered development activities was a question earlier, and I'm pretty sure it says development activities have long-term focus. So
I like that one. Janelle said B too, so she is.
I'm gonna go with B, and Marianne agrees, so it must be right.
Marianne got B? Right.
Score.
Nice job, team.
So far our average, we'd actually kind of sort of almost passed.
We're doing pretty well. You guys got time for one more since we started a couple minutes late? One more? I'll do one more. See how many questions in it we decide or not.
Then you're recording it anyway, so the 3 people that
Five
left.
questions. 5 questions. The people will remember this. In the past, customer service training program received low participant satisfaction scores. What recommendation should HR propose in order to enhance the effectiveness of the program? Assign to a different trainer to teach the course. Ask managers to mandate participation in the program. Obtain feedback from members of the target audience. Shorten the course to minimize time away from work. CSR, customer service. Low participant scores. So a new trainer?
No, I think you need feedback. You need to know what you're doing. See.
Who's screwing up? Do a little research.
Well, because, they might not speak your language.
I like it. Which is a disadvantage of an instructor-led training? Would be me, right? It's a D is Doug. Less effective for large groups, less individual attention for learners, less group feedback and idea sharing, limited variety of learning activities. Which is a disadvantage of instructor-led training? I know that's not the group feedback, so it's got to be D. Limited learning activities, I guess. Is that D, B? I see D.
I don't think it's A, because realistically, every instructor-led thing we've ever seen has large groups, so that would be counterintuitive.
Which also throws out C. Less individual attention for learners. That's true.
B is possible, yeah.
Of course, it was A. No.
Okay,
that was at 56 minutes. If you guys need to go back and look at that one. Next question. What's the primary purpose of the analysis step in the ADDIE process? To set goals and objectives for the training program, to identify gaps between actual and desired performance, to customize learning methods for local audiences, to create learning activities and identify cultural differences. Ooh, D.
I would say, honestly, I have no clue because I don't remember what ADDIE is, so one of y'all can tell me afterwards.
Satisfy gaps between actual and desired performance. So it's assessment. Oh, we got B's. I see a B coming. I've been looking at D 2 or 3 times, but B. Paula says B a couple. Waiting on Marianne to chime in. Learning of activities or gaps between desired performances. I think that would be the best. What are we missing, right? What are we missing? Good job, guys. Which factor differentiates successful training programs for unsuccessful programs? Post surveys showing positive responses, building in-house technology applications, results showing transfer of learning, establish ROI that is easily evaluated. I like that. Which successful training programs from unsuccessful programs? Return on investment. Showing transfer of learning, in-house technology applications. Anybody got an answer for me? C's? C. Is that this time or is that last time?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with C.
Rating, showing, transfer of learning. All right, C. Knocked it out of the park. Nice job. An e-learning environment. What type of learning is being used when participants gather for discussion online for a specific time? Asynchronous, distance learning, customized learning, synchronous learning. B. Oh, D. Karen said D. D. E-learning. Which type of learning is being used when participants gather for discussion online at a specific time? So on time. Exactly.
Oh yeah, because you're syncing them together. You're making them do it at the same time. Yeah, that makes sense.
All right. Boom. Nice job, guys. All right. You guys knocked it out of the park once again. We got 80%. We did very well. If I can go back to my screen there. So, so Jonathan, so thank you guys very much. I know you guys have other things you have to do, but I just wanted to make sure I said thank you to Jonathan. I appreciate you coming on. I have to bring you back. We're going to run through the district directors here a little bit, so we get another one for next week. But it was
fun.
It was entertaining.
And if they remember, because I made a fool of myself, I'm okay with that.
That's it. I do want to plug one thing. HR Tampa has some pretty cool study groups coming up. If you're into the next session, it starts in the next training session. Actually, some people are still taking online testing up until I think February 25th or something like that, past the deadline. If you take it.
Just FYI, Doug, if anybody wants to take the long-term course, Miami just started theirs. Actually, we postponed it to next week. So we're doing 14-week course, instructor-led, starting next week.
So if you have the online training materials, what's the charge for Miami?
That's a very good question. We'll have to figure it out. If you already have the online stuff, we'll figure out something for you. We've done it in the past. But if you don't have them and you want them, we could do it all together as a package, but we'll figure it out.
Probably up on the website. We will look for that. So HR Tampa's doing this. I like the crash course. They stole it from a guy that I know, but they want to make sure that I pushed it. It's coming up. There's 2 crash courses that they have on there that are pretty cool. And then the rest of the program goes pretty good. But the contact information is there. That's in your email that I sent out. If you need the phone number or you're interested in getting involved, I told them I would pass that out. If you guys know of another one that's coming up, so Jonathan, if you have a chance to maybe have your person certification send me the information on the study group, I can put it on the next agenda so I can get the word out for them. If you do that, that'd be great.
Yeah, it was supposed to start tonight, but we delayed it till next week because we were waiting, because everybody in Miami apparently signs up last minute. We had like 3 people signed up 2 days ago, and now we have 10 or 15 already signed up.
They show up 30 minutes late for everything when I used to live down there, so that's how it goes. But again, thank you, Jonathan. Thank you, everybody. Doreen, hey, good luck to you tomorrow. Expect to see that passing score. We're going to do this again. Remember, somebody gets a pass out of this, and somebody wins $500. I hope it's one of you guys on the study group. I really do. We'll do one more session next week, and then we'll start planning the ones for the next session, and we might have more. We'll have maybe they've been going pretty well and good participation. And thank you to HR Florida for your support. Thank you, Jonathan, for giving your time. But I appreciate everybody. I'll send out the invite hopefully sooner than later, but for the next week's session, so I get it on your calendars. But it's Wednesday night, February the 10th at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks, guys. Have a great night. Jonathan, thanks again, bud. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.